What's good, grind schoolers? It's your boy Rob, and we back in the shop today. So today, man, where do I start? The Elko is, with these old schools, yo. They're so frustrating. They're so rewarding, but they're so frustrating at the same time. The Elko is kind of like, I won't even say deteriorating right before, you know what I'm saying, my eyes or anything like that, because that's like a little dramatic. But, you know what I'm saying, it's becoming problem after problem at this point. And I, just trying to keep up, you know what I'm saying? And when you build a car and stuff like that, you got to expect there's going to be things that happen. There's going to be things that you got to tweak, that you got to fix, that you got to get together and stuff like that. But, it's just frustrating, man, because like I say, you want to get in your car, you want to roll and all that kind of stuff. And in my previous video with the Elko, I said that it may or may not be down for the rest of the summer. I think it might be down for the rest of the summer. And I'll flip this camera around and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about because, oh man, we're going to have to take it for a drive so you guys can hear what I'm talking about. Can't really show you guys because I don't even know what it is. Well, I have a hunch I know what it is, but so anyways, man, let me go ahead and flip this camera around before we get started. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you get a notification every single time we drop another video. Let me go ahead and turn this camera around and show y'all what I'm talking about. Before we get started though, y'all, man, I did some I won't say renovating because it's not a renovation, but if you guys notice, I drywalled that side and the garage looks a little bit better than it did. I did paint the garage. I still have like some corners and stuff to get, but I went with, white walls. Obviously my floor has been black, and then I went with a black roof. So it looks pretty cool in here, pretty clean, a lot more organized. I'm really proud of my corner here, you know what I'm saying, with it really looks like a pit stop for real, you know what I'm saying? Like everything on nice and organized. The reason why I went and hung the jack stands up was because they were all in that corner and just taking up a lot of floor space. As you could tell, like I've been trying to eliminate as much floor space as possible so that, you know what I'm saying, like I could walk around my cars. My goal was kind of like a showroom type feel, even though it's not gonna be showroom type feel because I have so many other things in my garage, you know what I'm saying, like bikes and kids' toys and stuff like that. But I wanted to get as close as I could, Excuse me, and we're still not done. Excuse me. We're still not done, but as you can tell, that's my automotive section. I'm gonna build some more shelves, reorganize some more. Right now, my table over there is still a mess, but my table was right here. I moved it over there in the corner because when I parked the Impala, it literally is difficult to like walk past the car with the table there because how long the Impala is. But anyways, man, that's not what this video is about. It's about my El Camino. I still haven't investigated what's going on with the rear end. Maybe I'll do that today. I'll see if somebody can drive the car for me and I can see, what's going on to see if I can determine if the wheel is or what's going on with the wheel. So we'll see about that today. When I drive the car, and you might be able to hear it when we drive. You might not because, how loud the car is. But when I drive, you can hear, it's like as if the pads are consistently pushing up against the rotor. And I think it's actually both sides. All I did was I did wash the car that day that I took it to the show or whatever. And I did like spray the brakes and all that kind of stuff. And unfortunately, I think that is the culprit. I don't know if it blew some dirt or whatever into the pads and it's just got something jammed in there or what. I don't know what's going on or why it's doing it, but excuse excuse me, it started after that. You know what I'm saying? It started after that, and now the brakes really sound really bad when I stop. And that happened when I had my Camaro. I didn't break the brakes in, and when I stopped with my Camaro, it sounded like a freight train every single time I would hit the brakes. And this is kind of sounding like the same thing. So I might need some new brake pads. I don't know, not 100% sure. But then underneath the car, now I knew about, and we might not be able to see, underneath the car, I knew obviously my transmission pan was leaking, but now I think it's leaking from somewhere else. It looked like my transcooler lines were a little bit wet. It's hard to see up under there, but it looked like my transcooler lines were a little bit wet. I couldn't really tell because I just kind of looked up under there and seen something dripping on the ground. It didn't look like it was in the transmission pan space, and so, and it was leaking pretty fast. And so I just was like, man, dang, like something else added to the list. So pretty much, man, we got work to do on this Elko, man. Have to grease up all the fittings, got to investigate the brakes, have to investigate that leak, and then investigate this back wheel. So, I mean, it could be minor stuff, which, you know, I'm gonna look at it and I'm gonna see what needs to be done, and go for it. That won't be in this video. We'll just be doing some investigation or whatever, drive the car, so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. But I am gonna have to throw this on the camera and investigate it a little bit further, you know what I'm saying, when I can get to it. But right now we're just gonna try to see if we can figure out what's going on with what. So it is what it is, man. Like I said, when you're building these old schools, man, you're gonna have issues, you're gonna have problems, trials, tribulations, all that kind of stuff. It just sucks because, you know what I'm saying, like I'm trying to roll. Like I'm not trying to be working on these cars all day, every day, you know what I'm saying? Like, but like I said, it is what it is, man. But dang. Now, I'm not a squat fan. I'm not a huge fan of like squatting and all that kind of stuff. And the Elko looks like it's kind of squatting a little bit because it has things in the back of it. But I mean, the tuck on the wheels and the whatever is perfect, yo. It's perfect. It's perfect. Obviously, these wheels are cut for the car, you know what I'm saying? And it has adjustable suspension and stuff like that. But like, you know what I'm saying? So it makes it real easy to get the dial in the ride exactly how I want it. So, but man, from a vision to reality, man, this is crazy. It's like a dream come true for real. But anyways, man, I'm gonna get somebody to come help me drive the car. My wife was supposed to do it, but she kind of dragging her feet. It ain't a priority for her, so you know what I'm saying, I'll have somebody else do it, and then you know, we'll see what we find, I guess. All right, y'all. So as you can see, I got the light under the car. I'm about to go ahead and grease everything up. And so I think what I'm gonna do is, since I'm gonna be down there greasing all of, like, you know, my tie rods, my control arms and all that kind of stuff, I thought I'd probably just investigate, see what I can find up under here with this rotor and this brake stuff. Kind of want to just replace the pads, but I'll inspect them, see if they need to be replaced. I mean, it's brand new. I don't really know. Maybe there's got a rock lodged in them or something. I don't know. But anyways, I'll investigate right now since I'm here. I'll just go ahead and grab one of my jack stands and the jack. Go ahead and throw it up under here, man, and do both sides and get everything done and see what we're working with, and then we'll investigate the rear end. At first, I wasn't gonna do that. I was just gonna let the car just, you know what I'm saying, chill for a minute and just rock with the Impala. But man, I'm not, you know, I ain't done with it yet, man. I really feel like I'm not done with it, and I'm gonna just investigate and see if it's something that we can knock out and get to real quick. and get the car back on the road for the time being, and then just, you know, have a little bit more fun. So yeah, because I want to make this other show, and I think I want to take this car instead of the Impala, because this car is more, you know what I'm saying, like of a show car type situation, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to the Impala. The Impala is like I said, like a daily driver. It's nice, but it's not like, I didn't build it for like shows and stuff like that. So anyways, man, let me go ahead, get up under here and start taking this wheel off and trying to figure out what we got going on. All right, y'all, so I got the wheel off. I'm about to grease this one, the bottom ball joint, the idler arm, excuse me, the inner tie rod, the pitman arm over there. I think no, the pitman arm don't need to be greased. Yeah, so I'm gonna grease all of those, because you can see how flat this ball joint is. There's really nothing like in there really, and you could tell. So and that's probably why my steering is kind of still a little bit goofy or funky. So I'm gonna go ahead and grease those up, and then I got this brake caliper loosened up already. I felt both sides of the rotor, and neither side feels like it's got like any like grooves or nothing in it. So I'm gonna just inspect the brake pads and see what I can find, see if there's any debris in it or anything, and then go from there. But yeah, so let me go ahead and start greasing stuff up, taking this off, inspecting this. I'll put this back if I don't find anything, and then I'll just grease this side up, go lift the other side up, and then do the other side. But I won't film the other side, I'll just do it, whatever. And shout out to Dash, because he always let me, you know, use his stuff, so I appreciate it. Got this grease gun or whatever, just to get all the, you know, stuff that needs to be greased. I already did the Impala, so I'm gonna do this one too, and then we should be good to go there. So let me investigate, man. And it looks like that's oil and not, well, actually no, because I moved the car back, so it's not oil. It's coming from the transmission pan and not the oil cooler lines like I thought it did. But yeah, so let me go ahead and keep moving, and then I'll probably crawl up under here maybe and try to tighten up those bolts so I stop having leaks. So if that's the case, man, we should be good to go. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna trip too hard. We still gotta, like I said, investigate the back, but we'll see. But let me go ahead and get this knocked out. All right, y'all, so I figured out the problem, and we indeed do have a problem. You can see the brake pad is sticking out further than the rotor. It should be flat, and I should have known by seeing this ring, because this is obviously the rotor surface, and this looks like it hasn't been touched. It's still raw metal, and obviously this is where the pads have been rubbing. So there's this discrepancy about 1/4 inch, it looks like. Probably a little less than that, about 1/8 or whatever. And so these pads are too, so basically here, I'll show you. You see this line on the pad? So this is obviously not been touched, because it's not rubbing up against anything. And this surface has been touched. And so there's this line, and that's where I'm getting my brake noise from. So, I think, unfortunately, I'm going to have to get a bigger rotor. I don't know if, I highly doubt this thing has an adjustment on it. I don't think this has an adjustment on it to just where it needs to go. I don't think it does, but looks like we're gonna have to get bigger rotors. And yeah, I mean, ain't much more to say, I guess. So we'll figure that out, and then put this whole brake setup back on. So I did go with C5 brake calipers. The mounting bracket for the C5 brake conversion, it has blazer spindles on it and 13-inch rotors, I think it is. So I believe, seeing this, I don't know if this caliper has an adjustment on it or not. I'll look back there and see. But at this point, I think either if this doesn't have an adjustment on it, I'm gonna just have to get bigger rotors. So I'll measure this thing and see. It might be actually a 12 something. No, I might need a 13. I don't know. I'll have to look at it. But anyways, that's the problem. Did figure out there is a problem. It's not just brake dust. So yeah, there you go. So let me go ahead and grease up all the rest of this. I ain't even gonna mess with the other side because I already know the problem. And yeah, we'll just figure this problem out too. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and put the car back down, tighten up this wheel. I'll probably fire up the compressor, put some air in the tire, and then I think I'm gonna take it out just around the block just to see how the steering feels after greasing everything up. Cause the rubber boots on everything were completely flat. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, in order for the whole front steering linkage and ball joints and stuff for it to work properly, it needs that grease to fill the space to pretty much lock everything in, solidify everything, and make everything all like it should be. But it was kind of like having bare metal on metal when I was turning, so that's probably why my steering was a little loose, because it has an alignment, has a new gearbox, everything's been tightened up, everything should be good to go. So we're gonna see if it's still doing that. Hopefully it's not, and then we'll move on from there. But everything's greased up, and we're good. Now I just gotta do the rotor, investigate how to fix that, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously this C5 Corvette brake caliper, it doesn't have an adjustment on it. So I got to figure this whole situation out. But man, like I said, these old schools is trial and error. I've never done C5 brake conversion before, so now I know. Probably need a bigger rotor. So anyways, let's go ahead and, like I said, drop this down, and then I will go ahead and get everything else together, and then I might have my wife drive for a second just to see if I can see what's going on back here. So other than that, man, we're gonna keep working at it, trying to get this thing right. Man, I hope y'all enjoyed it. I actually found out a lot about the Elko. So at the start of this video, you know what I'm saying, I was kind of a little more like, dang, like the car's messed up, blah, 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 whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's always, the blues every single time there's something wrong with your car, man. It's always catastrophic. But fortunately for me, fortunately, unfortunately, but fortunately, you know what I'm saying, it's nothing serious with the brakes. It's just a larger rotor and pad swap. No harm, no foul. It's not that big of a deal. And then I was able to grease up the whole front end. I couldn't really tell if there was a huge difference or not. It definitely kind of feels a little more stiff up there now. But I didn't really get the car out and drive it like I, could have or should have or whatever because of brakes. and I don't really know how much gas is in it. So once I figure out the brake situation, put some gas in it, we'll go ahead and probably take it out further and see if we can probably get this car ready for the next show. Like I said, at the start of this video, I was all down, like, oh, it's over, whatever. But depending on the rear end situation, we will see where we go from there and see what happens. But anyways, man, like I said, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you get notification every single time we drop another video. As far as the Impala goes, I know I was trying to get this one ready and done, and however it goes, I have one thing that I need to do on the Impala before I could really like drive it. Not the exhaust, but there's a little tiny screw that goes into the dust cover to hold the ABS line or whatever in place. And the screw that I have in there is too long, so it's coming in contact with the rotor. So I have to either cut it or go get a smaller one. I don't know if I'll go get a smaller one or not. I'll probably just take it off and see. Other than that, you know, the Impala's almost ready to go. Just do some more cleaning and we're good to go, man, on both of them. So, but anyways, man, I'm gonna go ahead and run to Dash's house, take his stuff back, the stuff that I've borrowed for a long time. I'll take it back, and then, yeah, man. Anyways, always remember, work hard so you can live free.